Reacher Seasons 1 and 2 have similar opening hooks, and, as Season 3's story details suggest, it will continue the narrative trend set by its predecessors. Based on Lee Child's Jack Reacher books, Amazon's Reacher, so far, has had a successful run both critically and commercially. Owing to this, it is not surprising that ahead of its Season 3 release, it has already been renewed for Season 4. While only time will tell whether Reacher Season 3 will maintain the high standards set by the previous seasons, its story details suggest it will be similar to its predecessors in one significant way. Reacher Season 3 is adapting Lee Child's Persuader, the seventh installment in the Jack Reacher book series. Since Persuader unfolds a solo mission for Jack Reacher in a small-town setting, Reacher Season 3 can be expected to be more similar to Season 1 than Season 2. When it comes to its opening arc, however, the third installment of the Amazon series could seemingly adopt a plot device that drove the early story developments of both Seasons 1 and 2. Reacher Seasons 1 and 2 start in exactly the same way. Both seasons begin with a character's death. In Reacher Season 1, the titular character's journey begins when his brother, Joe, gets murdered in Margrave after getting involved in a local conspiracy. Joe's death eventually becomes a trigger for Jack Reacher to get to the bottom of what is secretly happening in Margrave's underbelly. Interestingly, Reacher Season 2's opening arc is not too different. Out of nowhere, Jack Reacher receives a distress signal from Neagle, prompting him to get in touch with her. When he finally meets her, he learns that Franz, one of the former members of his 110th Special Investigation Unit, has been killed. Franz's death encourages Reacher to join forces with Neagle, Dixon, and O'Donnell to uncover the truth behind the murder and the larger conspiracy at play. While Jack Reacher's strong sense of justice propels him to fight against the bad guys in both seasons, the deaths of people from his past give him a personal reason to pursue the overarching villains. In both Reacher seasons, vengeance is among the key drivers that fuel his quest for justice. Why Reacher Season 3 could begin with the death of Dominique Cole. Like Joe and Franz, Dominique is an important character from Reacher's past. Lee Child's Persuader does not exactly begin with a character's death. Instead, in its opening moments, it unfolds an undercover mission for Jack Reacher, where he must infiltrate a criminal organization. However, as the book progresses, and Reacher is asked to back off from the dangerous assignment, it becomes evident that he was on it for personal reasons. From the beginning, he knew that the off-the-books operation would eventually pave the way for him to have another go at former military intelligence agent Francis Xavier Quinn. Francis Xavier Quinn and Jack Reacher's shared history reveals that Quinn had brutally murdered Reacher's former colleague Dominique Cole. Reacher initially assumed he had already killed Quinn and made him pay for his actions. However, he later went undercover after learning that Quinn was alive. Given how Jack Reacher's quest for justice in Persuader is also primarily driven by a hunger for revenge, Reacher Season 3 could unfold like Seasons 1 and 2 in its opening moments by portraying what happened to Dominique Cole. Dominique Cole will play the same role Joe and Franz did in past seasons. Cole will serve as a trigger for Reacher's quest for revenge. Since Reacher Seasons 1 and 2 stayed true to the essence of their source material, Season 3 will also closely adapt Lee Child's Persuader. Owing to this, Dominique Cole can be expected to play the same role as Joe and Franz from the previous seasons. Like Joe and Franz, she will serve as a major trigger for Jack Reacher's motivations and actions in Season 3. His desire to avenge her death will be the primary reason why Jack Reacher will set out to hunt down and punish Francis Xavier Quinn. Similar to previous seasons, Alan Ritchson's Jack Reacher will also get himself embroiled in a bigger conspiracy during his journey to avenge his former colleague's death. However, the primary driving force behind his actions will remain rooted in his past guilt towards his inability to protect Cole from someone like Francis Xavier Quinn. Despite being similar to Seasons 1 and 2, Reacher Season 3 will likely be able to effectively raise the stakes for the Alan Ritchson character by introducing Paulie, a formidable villain who is even bigger and stronger than Jack Reacher. Reacher, Amazon's hit adaptation of Lee Child's Jack Reacher series, has captivated audiences with its intense action, smart storytelling, and, interestingly, a recurring narrative setup that links its first two seasons. Both seasons kicked off with Jack Reacher, stoic, rugged, and unwavering in his pursuit of justice, entering a new town with a seemingly casual demeanor, only to find himself thrust into a complex web of crime, corruption, and conspiracy. In Season 1, Reacher rolls into the small town of Margrave, Georgia, where he's immediately arrested for a murder he didn't commit. His outsider status and sharp detective instincts lead him down a rabbit hole of local corruption, revealing larger, sinister forces at play. Season 2 continues this formula, with Reacher once again arriving in a different town, unassuming and ready to follow his lone wolf path. But the story quickly escalates as his sense of duty and justice pull him into the town's darker secrets. Each time, his arrival is marked by a conflict that grows into a larger, explosive narrative by the season's end. With Season 3 on the horizon, fans are already speculating that this trend will continue. The show has been consistently faithful to Child's novels, and it's likely that Reacher will again find himself drawn into trouble in a new location, facing dangerous adversaries in his quest for truth. This recurring setup has become a signature feature of the series. The plot structure serves as a metaphor for Reacher himself, an unstoppable force of justice who confronts evil wherever it lurks, whether it be in the seedy underbelly of small-town America or among the powerful and corrupt elite. Season 3 will likely embrace this established formula, with Reacher entering a new setting, only to have his calm exterior shattered by a sudden confrontation with local injustice. Fans are eagerly anticipating the new mysteries, action-packed sequences, and the introduction of fresh antagonists who will challenge Reacher's moral compass. The show's creators have found a winning streak in how they start each season, and it seems like Season 3 is set to follow suit, ensuring that Jack Reacher's brand of justice will once again leave a lasting impact.